I want to thank everybody for chiming in. This is Watchman Yahudah Israel, also known as Pastor Derek Mann on Only What I See Through Scripture Study and Prayer Line on this 10th day in July 2017. Let's dive in the word, y'all. Let's start at the second verse. Look what it says. It says, "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations." Now that is a heck of a start. Okay, not to be exclusive, but keep it in its proper context. Let's look at James, the first chapter with it, right? It says, James, a servant of Yah and of Adonai, Yeshua, the Messiah, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Greetings. Because that's who James was really writing the letter to. Now, again, not excluding the grafting in of the Gentile, but we have to learn to rightly divide the word of truth and let truth be truth. And again, it is inclusive of the believing Gentile as well. We just wanted to clarify that. But look what it say. Again, brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations. Which sounds somewhat like an oxymoron. What do you mean, joy, when you're dealing with diverse temptations? The only way you'll be able to do that is if you include the third verse, which says, knowing this. There's something you got to know, and you really got to know it. If you see someone suffering and going through, they'll either do a whole lot of complaining and woe is me and poor little me, or they'll do exactly the opposite and tell you what they're learning through what they're going through. So it's all based on how you look at it. My brother, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation. There's a fellowship. He said, my brother, there's a fellowship there. And the fellowship is in Yahudah. There is a fellowship, a mindset that is different from any other mindset on the planet. Because this mindset came from the Creator via the Ruach HaKodesh, the called out ones. Those that are called out of the darkness into the marvelous light. Look at life differently. And therefore suffer differently. The heathen, those that don't know Yah, suffer getting drunk, getting high, smoking cigarettes, cussing, short temper, go on binges. Need a roll in the hay. Gotta have somebody to lay up with. Ready to kill you. Ready for violence. Just disgruntled. Mad. But he was able to talk to a demographic of people that he could say, brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations. There's a specific people you can say that to. Because there's definitely a specific people you can't say that to. The word teaches, give not that which is yali on the dogs, neither cast thy pearls before swine, lest they turn and rend you. And rend means to attack. Tell somebody to count it all joy when they're going through all this suffering. They'll want to take their frustration out on you for saying something that sounds so stupid. at least to them. So whoever James was talking to, he knew he was talking to a new breed of people. Brethren, count it all joy when you fall into divers temptations, knowing this, that you're going to learn something through what you're suffering. That all things are working together for the good to them that love Yah, is called according to his purpose. You're not arbitrarily just going through anything, and it ain't just a coincidence. You live in a purpose-driven life, and Yah is teaching you something. Yah is changing you, making you into his image. When you go through things, it should be burning off of you impurities. You're being baptized with fire because there's some things about you that ain't cool, even unbeknownst to your own self. Perfection is hid in the intentions of the heart when you're filled with the Ruach HaKodesh. Your intentions are pure before Yah, and he has baptized himself inside of you to fulfill those intentions. That's walking in perfection. Not willfully sinning, not having an evil heart to say, my master delayeth his coming, and now I'm going to go do me. I've been hearing he coming back for all my life, so now I'm finna go hop on the mattress with somebody. I'm finna go get drunk and high. Then I'll come back in time to make it to heaven. Wicked heart. So walking in pureness before Yah is having every intention on obeying him, being filled with his Ruach HaKodesh, allowing it to transform you, change you, change you as you continue to grow. But there's always room for growth. Carnal mind don't understand how one can preach perfection, necessary perfection, but yet preach growth at the same time. Being perfect while being perfected. The carnal mind can't even perceive that. It sounds like an oxymoron to them, just like counting it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations sound like an oxymoron to them. But Yah is allowing you to go through things to burn out of you and off of you things that are not like him, furthering the perfection process while you're perfectly cooperating. Being perfect, like Yeshua said in Matthew's the fifth chapter, I believe it's the 48th verse or the 43rd one. But be perfect even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect, he said. You got to be perfect while being perfected. Counting it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations. All kind of things is happening to you. Your flesh is rearing up. But greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. You're subduing your flesh. You're being obedient even against the will of your flesh. You're obeying the word, being led by the Ruach HaKodesh, as opposed to being led by your emotions. How you feel about it, my brother, and count it all joy. When you fall into diverse temptation, knowing that you got a purpose-driven life and Yah is getting you ready for that great day. He's changing you into his image. He's perfecting you. He's making you better. Third verse says, knowing this. You got to know what's going on. That the testing, the trying of your faith is working patience. You're learning to wait on Yah. You're learning to trust him. You're learning to cast all your cares upon him, knowing that he cares. You're learning that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, because you're going to meet many a weapon in this race. many of our position, poverty and letdown, struggles, being lied on, being lonely. You can be lonely because you're single, and you can be lonelier while you're married. Experiencing loneliness and circumstances, carnal circumstances can't rescue from the loneliness. Carnal circumstances, having a whole lot of money, but yet still can't find satisfaction. Yeah, I know how to call the first last and the last first. Yeah, I know how to give someone that's humble an exalted experience, and someone that's exalted a humbling experience. He know how to reverse it. You can have a whole lot of money and still can't find no satisfaction. And you can be broke and have all the satisfaction in the world. You can have saddening circumstances and be happy as I don't know what. And you can have happy circumstances and be sad as I don't know what. You can't escape from Yah. You can't escape from the test. You can't escape from the purifying process. You can either pass it or flunk it. And those that belong to him know something, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, learning to wait on Yah. But let patience have her perfect work, because it's working in you. It's perfecting you. Waiting on Yah is making you better, making you into his image. You're not going to throw a tantrum, get drunk and high. You're going to learn to wait on him. Though you're lonely, you're not going to go illegally hop in the bed, hop to the arms of an unbeliever, because the word told you as a believer not to be unequally yoked together with unbelievers. Let patience have a perfect work. You're going to be patient in your loneliness, or else you're going to disobey. Go get somebody you shouldn't have been with in the first place, and suffer more loneliness with him than you ever could have when you was by yourself. You're going to suffer more loneliness. You thought you were escaping loneliness by hopping into the arms of the devil. You thought you were rescuing yourself, didn't you? And you jumped out of the skillet directly into the flames. You can't escape. So let patience have her perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing, meaning lacking nothing. You're equipped for the master's use. You can't escape. Get the money illegally if you want to. It's just going to fall into a bag with holes in it. Tell the lie. Sell your soul for something you ain't going to even enjoy in the first place. Do it your way, and it's going to crumble. But let patience have a perfect work. You don't want to play with the devil. You definitely don't want to play with Yah. But let patience have a perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire, lacking nothing. You equip. It says, if any of you lack wisdom, you don't know what's going on in your life, go back and look at it. Are you rescuing yourself? Are you shying away from Yah? Word tells you not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together. Is Yah number one in your life, and you're trying to stay in his presence? Stay before his word so he can continue to perfect you and change you? Or you need a break? You think it's spiritual summer and you need a vacation. You pop in and out as you please. Because the word can start requesting that you get away from things that you don't want to get away from yet, as if you're doing yourself a favor. You're doing yourself a disservice, because you still ain't going to find pleasure in anything you put before Yah. And if you're crazy enough to put it before him, not only are you going to lose it, you'll mess around and lose him too. And what will it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? That's why James 1:5 say, if any of you lack wisdom, folks that lack wisdom shy away from truth. I don't want to hear it today. I want to pamper my flesh. I'm in my emotions right now. If any of you lack wisdom, folks that lack wisdom start committing fornication, sleeping with folks they're not married to, commit adultery. People that lack wisdom get drunk and smoke cigarettes and cuss and lie and cheat. Folks that lack wisdom. If any man lack wisdom, if you're not obeying him, you taking him as Yah's like a part-time lover. You get to jump in and jump out and jump in and jump out. You lack wisdom. And he loves you so much that he got a remedy for you. He has a solution for you. He said, if you lack wisdom, just ask. If any of you lack wisdom, you got to admit it. You got to be honest with yourself. Don't lack wisdom. Don't be living right. Don't be walking in perfection. Not walking in perfection. And say to yourself, you're doing yourself a disservice. Admit it. And then ask Yah. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yah that giveth to all men liberally. I'm going to give it to you because I love you. And upbraid if not, which means I'm not going to hold it back from you. It shall be given to him. You want to know why you're going through what you're going through? Ask Yah. And whether you ask him or not, at least know that all things work together for the good to them that love Yah and called according to his purpose. He's not trying to kill you, and he ain't going to let nothing destroy you. No weapon formed against you is going to prosper. He causes all things to work together for the good to them that love Yah and is called according to his purpose. Whatever you're going through is working for your good if you belong to him. Deuteronomy 8, when he suffered thee the hunger and he fed thee with manna. He's the one that suffered you the hunger, killing that flesh out, and fed you with manna. He was giving you something you didn't know. Let patience have a perfect work, because he's giving you something you didn't know, but it's perfecting you. It's a perfect work. Learn to wait. If it ain't time now, you can't force it. Learn to wait. And if you get tired of waiting, before you sell out, ask Yah, what's going on? If you lack wisdom, ask Yah, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not. He's not going to withhold it from you, and it shall be given. But there's a way you got to ask that's acceptable unto Yah. 6th verse say, but let him ask in faith. And we know that faith without works is dead. You're still believing the word. You're still holding on to the word. And you're still doing what he calls you to do, even though you're lonely, even though your money funny, even though people are talking about you, even though your family who you felt should have been in your corner turned on you. You still got to act in faith. Don't act in doubt. Y'all, what's going on? And you back at the club. Y'all, what's going on? You back getting drunk. You in the bed with somebody. Y'all, why is this happening to me? No. Be on your post. Still be reading. Still be praying. Still be fasting, seeking his face. And act like Job did. Why are you persecuting me? And Yah will answer. But let him act in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. And that's when you get in the state of not knowing what's going on in your mind. You start making bad decisions, shying away from Yah, running away from him. Won't show up to service, won't call in, won't read. You're shying away from him. Now you're wavering. You're asking, but you're at the club. You're indulging in illegal hugs. You're looking for a rub from a thug. So broke you willing to mug. Why are you asking Yah what's going on? No. You got to ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. The wind will be able to blow you all over the place. You probably end up in prison. The wind will blow you all over the place and you're tossed. You hanging with them now. You're looking into being a Muslim now. Now you want to chant to a Gahanza box now. Driven and tossed. No, I'm going to ask in faith. I'm going to hold on to Yah because I believe. For Yah so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth, I'm a believer. I believe. So I'm going to hold on to his word. I'm going to hold on to the truth. Even while I'm going through it, and I'm going to ask, and I know he going to answer. He promised. If any man lack wisdom, let him ask of Yah, who giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not. And it shall be given him. He gonna give it to you. He gonna answer. He might tell you need to change. He might prove it to you. There's people strategically placed in your life that's gonna help you get better, help you do better. If you got a saved spouse, they're gonna help you get better. If you got an unsaved spouse, they definitely gonna help you get better. You're going to need to ask y'all all kind of stuff. You got an unsaved spouse. Help me, Ruach HaKodesh, because you're going to need it. That's why he told you not to be unequally yoked together with unbelievers. But Yah is able to perfect you. And when your ways please him, he'll even make your enemy at peace with you. And you might have a spouse that love you and down with you on a carnal level. But spiritually, your enemy. They don't serve Yah. They're more led by the devil. But he's able to make, even though they don't serve him, at peace with you. Treat you good, love you. But they got a problem with him. But he know how to cause all things to work together for your good. When you're going through it, all you got to do is ask him. He'll reveal it to you. He'll let you know what's going on. He'll show you where you need to grow, where you need to get better. As you're walking in perfection, while being perfected. Nothing wavering, not being driven with the wind. The sea ain't tossing you around. You ain't floating around in the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. Because if you don't act in faith, you let go of Yah, feeling sorry for your flesh. The 7th verse says, let not that man think that he can receive anything of Yah. Then he went on to say in the 8th verse, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Come on, y'all. Let's not be double-minded. Let's not serve Yah and the devil. You can't serve two masters anyway. But let's not even try to. Let's not be lukewarm. Revelation talks about, he said, I would that you were hot or cold, but since you're lukewarm, you're trying to be both. I'm going to spit you out of my mouth. Make up your mind. Be solid. If Yah is Elohim, then serve him. And if it's Baal, then serve him. If it's zodiac, astrology. But if it's astrology, sun worship, do that. But if it's Yah, do him. It's definitely Yahudah, y'all. But make up your mind. You don't want to be double-minded. You don't even like double-minded people around you. Make up your mind. All the stuff we suffer and we go through, He could be trying to deliver us from being double-minded, being fleshly on one hand and spiritual on the other. Though we live in the flesh, we don't war after the flesh, because the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. We live in the flesh. Yeah, you got to eat and drink, and if you got family, enjoy your family. But as far as living right, that's what you should be doing. You should be always living the life. And when the trials of this life hit you, respond the way the word told you to. Don't lean to your own understanding. Don't lean to your flesh. Don't lean to your emotions. Don't let your fleshly desires rule your life, because they'll ruin your life. You don't want to be half spiritual, half carnal, serving Yah and yourself. If you serve yourself, you're going to sin. Double-minded. Double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. But that's not us. That's not us. We're able to count it all joy when we fall into diverse temptations. We're able to celebrate because we know something. You work out, go to the gym and work out. It hurt, but it hurts so good. You can feel your muscles growing. You can feel yourself getting in shape. Your cardio is getting better. Running on that treadmill hurts. Running the street hurts. But now your cardio is getting better. Same thing in the spirit. You're able to count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation. Because you can look and say, in the past, I would have slept with you. In the past, I'd have knocked your teeth out. In the past, I'd have cussed you out. I'd have got drunk. In the past, I'd have went to the strip club with you. In the past, I'd have told a lie. But I see I'm changing. The circumstance would have choked me to the point I would have went against my Creator. But when life tried to choke me, I'm still loyal and faithful to my Master. I have every reason to be asleep, but I woke up and called in anyway. I have every reason to get some rest. I have every reason to leave you. But because of the mercy of Yah, I'm still here. I have every reason, in the flesh that is, to go against Yah. But I find myself growing, and I'm able to celebrate. I'm able to celebrate every time I pass up the sin that used to have me, that used to control me. Every time I see a cigarette or someone drunk, someone on drugs, someone getting dressed to go to the club and I'm not going no more, I can count it all joy when I fall into divers. Divers means many. Temptation. Knowing this, I know that the trying of my faith is working patience. The testing of my faith, and my faith is believing Yah and obeying Him, and it's being tested. And it's working patience because I'm still waiting on Him doing what He say, and I'm letting all these sinful opportunities continue to pass me by. When I run into somebody that I would have dated, that wanted to date me, but it ain't right, so I didn't. It's working patience. I'm waiting on Yah. When I could have got into that altercation, and I wanted to because I'm sick of you and I'm sick of this. But I didn't. And then He even delivered me from the sickness. I'm not sick of you. I love you. Some people you just got to stay away from. Love them from a distance based on their wickedness level. But you still can love them, mean them well, pray for them. Just can't hang with them. But there was a time that I would have been tempted to fight you, to hurt you. And I had the opportunity and I walked away. My faith is being tested, and I'm passing the test, and it's working patience. I'm allowing patience to have its perfect work in my life, that I may be perfect and entire, lacking nothing. Hallelujah. It's a sermonette, so I'm going to stop. Spirit of living Yah, we love you and thank you for this opportunity to glean in your word for spiritual morning breakfast. Man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of your mouth, Master. Yahudah, continue to feed us from that manna from on high, that living word, that we may be perfected, transformed into your image. We don't want to be double-minded. We want to be solid. We didn't like to hang with double-minded people in the world, two-faced people. And we don't want to be two-faced in your sight. Allow truth to go forth to the destruction of the flesh, that our spirit might live, that we might be led by your Ruach HaKodesh, walking in harmony with you, obeying everything you tell us to do. We thank you even for the word going forth, falling down in our souls, speaking of everlasting life. And we'll be careful to give you the praise and the honor, not only now, but forevermore. In the matchless name of Yahushua HaMashiach, we humbly pray. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And amen.